John Kohler was that guy. Popular youth minister here in Fargo, much loved husband and father of 3, the man people remembered after meeting.
When we got the diagnosis, I was sitting next to him in the doctor's office. Here's this perfectly healthy man, and they're telling me he's going to be gone in 3 to 6 months. That it was, my initial thought was, this is how it's going to end.
John's wife, Babs, and their daughters say the brutal diagnosis of pancreatic cancer in 2010 was the life changer for the family.
During the whole process, when he's sick, you don't have time to grieve. You don't want to just sit there and think about how much you're going to miss him. You want to spend as much time with him as you can until he's gone.
We didn't want to be sad around Dad. We didn't want him to know we were grieving. We wanted those last few months to be as happy as we could and to make the memories we could.
Grieving, the family found, would happen so differently for all of them. After John's death, some returned to work immediately. Others in the family wrestled with the sudden loss. Babs found comfort in an online site for young widows.
And sometimes it's just a matter of, I'm at the end of my rope, I just want to go dump. Do you feel that way 24/7? No, not at all. But at this particular moment, I want to dump, and I can, and I'm not being judged, and they all know it's just a dump. And, we know this is just temporary, and you're going to get through this, and absolutely I will.
Experts at hospice say there is no recipe, no right or wrong way to grieve. And for Fargo-Moorhead, a conference on grief is needed, they say.
This community has been hit hard this past year, especially to those age groups, children and teens, and adults also, but there have been a lot of teen loss, expected and unexpected.
For the Kohlers, faith and a tight family core helped them all limp along immediately following the loss of John. Now they have started new traditions, including one marked just this weekend.
Every year for his birthday, we have one of his favorite dinners together, and if we can't be together, we Skype. And we kind of have made our own variations of the recipe, so we compare who's got, what this year and who's serving it with which beer. We probably eat it like once a year, but it's really good when you do, but it never occurs to you to make it otherwise.
Yes, food can help in healing. Kevin Wallivan, WDOI 6 News.
There's a familiar sound every day at this salvage yard. It's as consistent as the sound of smashing cars. But this one comes with a much gentler tone and a sense of humor.
How many children did you have?
I didn't have any. My wife had them.
Oh, okay.
I'd had a hell of a time having them.
Meet Lester Hazer. Many of you already have. He's the unofficial PR specialist at Hazer's Auto Parts.
What do you do around here then on a everyday basis?
Not any more than I have to.
We caught Lester on a coffee break today. A rare break, we hear. This man is a worker, still a full-time employee.
There is no comparison whatsoever.
Quite the feat considering Lester turned 100 this week. Well, his family thinks so anyway. No birth certificates in the early 1900s and some confusion by Lester's mom. They might have missed a year along the way.
They've had my whole life mixed up so bad. I'm amazed I'm here today.
Would you have done anything different in your 100 years if you could go back?
No. Maybe I'd have done some worse stuff.
Well, he did all right. The small salvage yard he started back in '69 is a booming business today. It's ironic, what's pushing Lester further away from the day-to-day work is bringing his grandson closer.
And they put their machines in, they was out of my bracket. Them things.
Oh, yeah. The computers?
Cue Daniel Hazer, Lester's grandson and third-generation employee. The NDSU grad specializes in IT and is launching Grandpa's business into the 21st century.
There's countless stories.
Even with all these changes, Lester's son, who now runs the show, says Lester's production is uncomparable.
When something happens to Dad, we'll have to hire 2 other people to replace him at this age. It's a privilege just to see him walk in the door. He comes in about 9:30, 10. What a privilege.
You're 100 years old, you're still working full-time. What's your secret?
Well, I would say work. You're getting exercise every day. You ain't sitting around drinking.
And it's a good thing he's not drinking, because at 100 years old, Lester still drives.
Oh yeah, when the cop don't watch me.
Right now it's
It's not too fun.
It's a slew of construction workers mixed in with orange cones and signs.
I don't really like not being able to park where I usually am and everything. There's a lot more traffic, kind of a lot more people just in the way right now.
Kevin Ingeman manages JL Beers, one of Fargo's popular downtown eateries. With major construction on NP Avenue and Broadway just beginning, business is still as usual. But Ingeman worries that will change in the days ahead.
People may be discouraged from stopping here, or anything like that, just because I don't know where to park.
If you travel by foot, the sea of construction may be more manageable, or at least that's what Smiling Moose Deli's manager is hoping.
Get a lot more foot traffic in the downtown area.
Even if you aren't looking for a quick bite to eat on your lunch break.
We've got a pretty strong name, so people will still come. We're pretty confident in it.
Just across the river, work is also taking place. For businesses up and down Main Avenue, it's deja vu. Another year later, and once again, there's orange cones.
We were really hoping that everything was going to be done last year.
For the second season in a row, parts of Main Avenue are closed. Last year, crews were repairing an aging water main. And this year, they'll resurface the road from Main Avenue Bridge to 8th Street.
We haven't seen too much of a effect on our business.
As for workers at Ace Hardware, they're staying positive.
We have a lot of regular customers that, know us and, help support our business.